Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, let's go ahead and talk about Earthworm Jim. Back in the 90s, it was actually Playmates Toys, who found much success with the Ninja Turtle toy lines as well as others who wanted to make their own franchise. Seeing the success of Sonic the Hedgehog, they decided to do something risky and have their own new franchise start as a video game. Enter Shiny Entertainment, and in 1994, we got Earthworm Jim. I absolutely love the game, and it was a success! It got those action figures, it got sequels, it got a cartoon series, it got a short-lived comic series, hell, there were even toys featured in Taco Bell kids' meals. Well, almost 25 years later, how does this game hold up? Let's find out. Earthworm Jim. A supersuit falls from the sky and is adopted by our Earthworm hero, who must fight off evildoers who also want the suit. There's also a princess who needs to be saved because, of course, there's a princess who needs to be saved. This game is a wonderful platformer with a lot of craziness mixed in. Jim himself has quite a few abilities he can use. He can attack with his gun, he can use his head as a whip and grappling hook, and he can even use his head to slow down his falls. All the levels are designed for Jim to use his abilities for all they're worth. And though the game has a lot of platform jumping, the developers mixed in a lot of cool gameplay that really shifts it into different gears. For example, there's a bungee jump fight with a boss named Major Mucus, where you'll try to break his rope and kill him. There's a glass submarine you have to guide and get to safety before your time runs out. There's also space racing, free falling, puppy saving. Oh man, this game does a lot, and each stage has just awesome action music to go along with it. The soundtrack is just so cool. The whole game is cool, and as great as the game is, the characters themselves are even better. Jim is a very unique hero with lots of personality. His rogues gallery is interesting too, like the enemy Psychro, who you end up racing after every level. There's Evil the Cat, who lives in Heck and actually steals Jim's suit at one point. There's also Professor Monkey for a head, Bob the Goldfish, Rusty the Snowman, Billy the Bin, Robot Chicken, and so much more. And then there's the final boss of the game, Queen Slug for a butt. It's so ridiculous that I just love it to death. Well, I've gushed over this game quite a bit. Let's talk about the negatives. First off, this game requires you to use your head as a grappling hook a lot, and the controls kinda suck at that. The room for error while swinging is so small that some sections you might be dealing with for a while. Another annoyance I have is just how often you have to play the Andy Asteroids level. Playing this once every few levels wouldn't be so bad, but having to race after every goddamn level is a bit much. Also, if you get stuck with an enemy close to you, your head whip and gun are pretty much useless, so you have to back up or run away and attack from a short distance. It's things like this that can make the game pretty hard. I mean, the game is pretty difficult on its own already. The submarine section seems to be one of the biggest aggravators of gamers. Personally, I found the Major Mucus stage to be almost luck-based. The level Intestinal Distress has a lot of cheap hits, and of course the last level in the game, titled Buttville, is as hard as balls. But all in all, I still enjoy playing the game. A lot of the levels are really fun, and again, I love the presentation. The cartoon style just gives the characters so much personality. As a kid, I would constantly pause the game just to see the weird faces and animations I could see. Plus, the backgrounds are really detailed, with the whole what the heck level being one of my favorites. Because of its art style, to me, it's really one of the best looking games on the Sega Genesis. Now, there are many versions of the game, and I believe the Sega Genesis version is the best, with the HD remake being a close second. The Super Nintendo version is pretty faithful as well, but the sound quality isn't as great in comparison, and it's actually missing the secret bonus stage and the Intestinal Distress level. So, yeah, Earthworm Jim is a fantastic game that still holds up pretty damn well. Of course, there's other games out there with more solid or better game mechanics, but Earthworm Jim is still fun and is the only game where you're going to experience this crazy cartoon-like world, and for that, it's worth playing alone. You won't be disappointed.
Groovy!
But these are just my opinions. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want, go ahead and subscribe too so you don't miss out on future reviews. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.